This is a download from the BBC. For more information and our terms of use, go to bbcworldservice.com/podcasts.
Hello, I'm Yvonne.
And I'm Rob.
And this is 6 Minute English. Now, lots of people have been getting together with their relatives for Christmas and the New Year. So we thought we'd talk about families today.
Now, BBC Radio in the UK has had a family week. They surveyed their listeners and web users to find out how they feel about their families.
And they got some really interesting results. Before we hear them, I have a question for you, Rob. Are you ready?
Of course.
People in the UK were asked, at what age should their children be able to go to school on their own? Can you guess what most people thought was an acceptable age, Rob? 5, 8 or 11 years old?
I know people are quite cautious these days, so I'd say 11 years old.
As usual, I won't tell you the answer now, but we'll find out what the answer is at the end of the programme. Now, recently, there's been a lot of attention given to the breakdown of traditional British families.
The breakdown of families. That's when parents get divorced or separate.
And lots of children are brought up by single parents.
Single parents. Just one parent, either a mother or a father.
There's also been a lot of talk about people needing to be better parents or even attending parenting classes. But despite the negative view of families we might read about in the newspapers, most people said that their families make them happy.
People were asked which of the following things made them most happy: family, friends, job or hobbies.
Now, families came in at almost 80%. Friends, just over 60%. Next came hobbies. And last on the list of things that make people happy were their jobs. Only about 25% of the people surveyed said their jobs make them happy.
Interesting.
One of the most surprising things was reading about how people felt about staying together if they were unhappy in their marriage, but they had children. Would they stay together for the sake of the kids?
For the sake of the kids. If you do something for the sake of something, you're not doing it for yourself. You're putting other people's needs and feelings first, even if you're suffering.
Here's Radio 5 Live's Chris Warburton.
How many people said they would stay together for the sake of their children?
40%.
Nearly 2/3 of you think it's better not to stay together for the sake of the kids.
So Chris Warburton says 2/3 of people from the survey think they shouldn't stay in unhappy relationships just for the sake of the children.
Perhaps that's because there are many happy single-parent families. It's not unusual anymore for children to grow up in single-parent families. It's socially acceptable in modern Britain.
Now, here's an interesting statistic. A large majority of people said they'd report a relative to the police if they found out their relative had committed a crime. Here's more from Radio 5 Live's Chris Warburton.
A big majority of people said that they would report a family member to the police if they thought they had committed a serious crime. 84% of people are prepared to do that, even if the consequences were pretty tough.
84% of people said they were prepared to tell the police if they found out their relative had committed a crime, even if the consequences were pretty tough.
Pretty tough, that's relatively severe, like having a large fine or going to prison.
People were also asked about their family secrets. You may have heard the phrase skeletons in the closet.
Those are uncomfortable secrets which people try their very best to hide.
And most families have a few skeletons in the closet. The BBC's Stephen Chittenden found out about some of the secrets people knew about their family, but would rather others didn't know. Rob, you may have to help us out here with some of the words and phrases we hear.
My brothers and sisters don't know I'm adopted. My brother-in-law pawned his mum's engagement ring. My nan votes... This is not all from the same person. My nan votes Tory.
So we heard, my brothers and sisters don't know I'm adopted.
OK, well, if you're adopted, you don't live with your biological parents. Other people become your new parents.
And my brother-in-law pawned his mum's engagement ring.
The sister's husband, my brother-in-law, gave his mother's precious engagement ring to a pawn shop in return for money.
And this one was odd. My nan votes Tory.
That person's grandmother voted for the Conservative Party. Of course, that wouldn't be a secret for all families.
OK, thanks very much, Rob. Now, do you have any skeletons in your closet?
Nothing at all. I'm very honest and upfront. No secrets at all.
I don't know if I believe you, Rob.
I wouldn't tell you anyway. It's a secret.
And the answer to our question? What age do most people think it's appropriate for children to go to school on their own?
And I said 11 years old.
And you're right, Rob. The largest number of people from the survey think that children are ready to walk to school on their own when they're 10 or 11. Thank you, Rob. We hope you've had fun with us today on 6 Minute English and that you'll join us again next time. Goodbye.
Bye.
That was 6 Minute English from bbclearningenglish.com.